Your city, your news. From the campus of the University of Nebraska at Omaha, this is the Omaha News. Brought to you by the students in the College of Communication, Fine Arts, and Media.
56 days till Christmas. There's still time there, but the countdown that's really down to the wire is the one to Election Day. We're only 6 days away.
On Tuesday, groups of voters will head to the polls and choose their candidates, not only for president but other offices as well, including judges. We'll have more on that part of the ballot in a moment. Good afternoon, I'm Morgan Matthews.
And I'm Carl Johnson. From gender to race, presidential campaigns have been known to target certain groups. Hispanics are the nation's largest and fastest growing minority group. Experts say they comprise about 9% of the eligible voters nationwide. Jessica Bernal reports what Hispanic voters think about this year's election.
As November 4th approaches us, Hispanic voters start indicating which candidate they will be supporting.
I'm going to be voting for the Democratic Party.
The Republican side.
I am voting for Barack Obama.
Why do they favor that candidate?
Do a lot more for our community, and I hope he does something about the immigration status of many Mexicans and South Americans.
He's fought for this country. He was a POW. That to me, that means a lot, that he kind of fought for our freedom. He's been there, and it's just that he deserves to be in the White House.
I'm voting for Obama because of his tax relief programs. It's going to help the minorities, people of low income like myself.
The growth of Hispanic population is creating pressure in both political parties as they try to court Hispanic voters, especially those in swing states.
Like in Colorado, there really is going to be very important in determining who's going to win is how the Latinos vote in that state. In Nevada is also the same thing, a very large and fast-growing Latino population.
Obama and McCain supporters are also helping by
I've talked to people.
I've done all that as a student I can, just tell my friends, this is why I'm going to vote for Barack Obama.
Experts say that as the growth of the Hispanic population increases, they will become key voters. For the Omaha News, I'm Jessica Vernal.
According to the U.S. Census, about 7.6 million Hispanic citizens reported voting in the 2004 presidential election. This year, more Hispanic voters are expected to go to the polls. Polls are open Tuesday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., or you can vote early in person or by absentee ballot. After you vote, be sure to tune in here on the Knowledge Network for Vote 2008 coverage.
We'll be live from several campaign headquarters and bringing you the latest numbers from all over the country. It's sure to be an exciting end to a long campaign season. The political atmosphere is heating up around town, and UNO is no exception. Political groups meeting around campus provide an avenue for involvement for the often overlooked young voter. Ashley Grace has the story.
The college Democrats and college Republicans may have different political views, but they do have a common goal. They think everyone should get out and vote.
A lot of us have already voted. I think that's wonderful for all the young people to get charged, and it's our country now. We need to make a difference.
The least you can do is vote, and put yourself out there, share your values. Personally, I don't care how you vote. I just care that you do vote.
The college Democrats and college Republicans have been busy this week promoting their party's candidates. But promoting candidates isn't all the two groups do.
Let's see, we have a hayrack ride during the fall. Sometimes we'll do camping. We have those debate watch parties that I mentioned. We'll participate in the hockey games.
This semester, we did a big event on campus, tie-dye your own Obama t-shirt, and we sold t-shirts for $10 and people got to go tie-dye their own, and it was a huge success. We actually did it twice and sold about 150 t-shirts.
Just because the election is almost over doesn't mean the groups are coming to an end. The college Democrats meet every Monday at 8 o'clock in the Student Center. The college Republicans meet in the Student Center the first and third Wednesday of the month at 8 o'clock.
Whether you are a Democrat or a Republican on campus, you have somewhere to meet and discuss the election. For the Omaha News, I'm Ashley Grass.
Results from a Pew Research Center poll show that a majority of registered voters age 18 to 29 lean to the Democratic Party, and about a third identify with the Republicans. Both parties on campus have websites where you can find more information about them.
At the polls on Tuesday, you judge the judges. Not many voters know about that part of their ballot. Chase Moffitt tells us how we can make an informed decision.
The election is just a few days out. Do voters know what judge they're voting for?
Well, judges, I don't know. I haven't looked at my sheet yet. No, those I'm not familiar with, so it's going to be an any, mini, minor mode.
Not as much.
From the ballot to the courtroom, it's voters' responsibilities for retention and rejection of judges.
Judges have to be appointed and then they have to actually be retained by the voters. So it's kind of a judgment on the judges.
As voters head to the polls on November 4th, it is important that they are fully informed on the whole ballot before they cast their vote. Groups like Nebraska Matters helps voters register early, allowing them to gather more information, like the 2008 Judicial Performance Evaluation.
We release it when it's first available, which is usually around July, and then we also re-release it before the voters have a chance to retain the judges in office at the polls.
Where is it found?
On our website, which is www.nebar.com. They can go there and find not only the most recent judicial poll, but they can also find the poll for 2006, 2004, and 2002.
Providing essential research for voters. Regardless if you voted early or you plan on going to the polls on November 4th, it's important to remember that voters need to be smart and responsible during this election. For the Omaha News, I'm Chase Moffitt.
And as Chase mentioned, the 2008 Judicial Evaluation Poll is available at anybar.com. Lawyers who work in the courtroom with the judges rate them on their performance in categories like legal analysis, promptness, and demeanor, among other things.
Because Nebraska splits its 5 electoral votes, the 2nd District has drawn the spotlight. Big names have stopped in the metro area, from Senator Clinton to Governor Palin, to try and sway undecided voters. Brandon Gleed gives us a look at the 2nd District.
This year's presidential election is shaping up to be an historic one in more ways than one.
The first time in a long time that we haven't had some sort of incumbent running, either a president or vice president, and so this really makes a big difference, I think, in the excitement level of voters out there.
Senator Barack Obama is trying to become the first presidential nominee to split the electoral vote from a single state. Currently, Nebraska and Maine are the only 2 states that do not award their electoral votes on a winner-take-all basis.
So the 2 Senate races, electoral votes, go to the statewide winner, and then it's each congressional district determines which electoral vote goes that way.
The American people tell me that the time for change has come, and it is time to turn the page and write a new chapter in American history.
Senator Obama is focusing a lot of his resources here on the Nebraska's 2nd Congressional District, so much so that he has opened 2 campaign headquarters here in the city of Omaha. In response to Senator Obama opening these 2 campaign headquarters, Senator John McCain sent his vice presidential nominee, Governor Sarah Palin, to help sway some of the undecided voters here in the 2nd Congressional District. Currently, the race is too close to call, and every electoral vote counts. Reporting for the Omaha News, I'm Brandon Gleed.
The Secretary of State's website reports there are about 3,500 more registered Democrats than Republicans in Douglas County. In the state, Republicans still outnumber Democrats. The number of Nebraskans registered to vote is slightly less than 2004 presidential election.
Gas prices are going down. Probably the only good thing happening as stocks continue to go up and down. In an effort to revive the economy, the Federal Reserve has cut interest rates today. The Dow Jones has fallen 77 points. The S&P is down, and the NASDAQ is up about 10 points. All this after the market dropped more than 100 points before the Federal Reserve's announcement. Coming up next, wireless service is expanding. Not only can you make phone calls, but the functions of your phones are increasing. What's next?
And later on the Omaha News, the weather is getting cold, and if you smoke, you know firsthand. But with an indoor smoking ban, what are bars doing to keep you warm outside?
UNO Television.
Students work with professionals who have all kinds of experience in the industry.
Lights, camera, action. Literally.
Get paid while you learn more about the TV business.
Work on all kinds of productions.
My friends who worked on TV Crew last semester are now working part-time at local stations.
Working on TV Crew is a great experience.
UNO Television. Student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
Most local television news only gives you brief headlines about issues that may be important to you. But for more than 10 years, only one program has remained dedicated to examining all the information about issues that really matter to Nebraskans. I'm Kathy Wyatt, and it's my privilege to present those issues for your consideration. Join me on the campus of UNO in a program we call Consider This, every week on the Knowledge Network.
If your days get out of control, reset your attitude by setting your radio to KVNO, Classical 90.7. Discover your own personal oasis of serenity on KVNO, Classical 90.7. Drugs, crime, prostitution, hunger. Visit yesomaha.org and donate to Youth Emergency Services. Help take homeless kids off the streets before something else does.
Today's high was 63 degrees, and it's only going to get cooler as winter approaches.
A lot of bars and restaurants applied to the City Council for sidewalk cafes and beer gardens to accommodate their smoking customers. But what are they going to do to keep them warm? Adam Rosen is live in the newsroom with the answer. Adam?
Thanks, Carl and Morgan. Since the passing of the smoking ban in February, many restaurants and bars in the past few months have been adding space heaters and fire pits to their patios and beer gardens connected to their establishment. With winter coming so quickly, many businesses are making sure that customers who smoke aren't left out in the cold.
Most businesses in town have gotten rid of smoking,
Guys doing okay back here?
while others
We'll make you comfortable.
have learned to compromise.
It hasn't affected us really at all. We don't get a lot of complaints. People understand that it's just now a way of life here. They also understand that we try to accommodate them. We have an open air outdoor patio area. And late at night we have a fire pit outside that we light, so it helps keep the guests who are smokers warm outside.
While many of the new businesses in Omaha, like Indigo Joe's, are opening up smoke-free, many of the older businesses in town are going through withdrawals.
I know that it really has affected the smaller businesses with the revenue that they were bringing in, because people would go because they could go and smoke, especially the bar scene. But we've been very fortunate, so. Nobody really complains. I mean, nobody storms out of here because they can't smoke, so we're pretty fortunate, very fortunate with our guests.
Now, Lincoln and Omaha originally had two separate smoking bans, each with its own set of rules and regulations. But the more recent legislation made the smoking ban more uniform for the state.
And Adam, where can people still legally smoke indoors?
Well, Morgan, there are 3 places people are still legally allowed to smoke. Private residences are not covered under the bill as long as they are not used as healthcare or daycare centers. Also, guest rooms and suites that are rented and designated as smoking rooms, as well as any areas where health effects of smoking are being researched.
Thanks, Adam.
Zach Morris's phone from Saved by the Bell may be the first cell phone you remember seeing a teenager have. But now everyone has a cell phone, and they're not just used for ordering pizza in class. Cody Chester tells us how things have changed in such a short time.
"25 years ago, the first commercial cell phone call was made from Chicago, Illinois to the grandson of Alexander Graham Bell in Germany. Today, the mobile communications industry is proving that bigger is not always better.
25 years ago, we made a voice call. In this day and age, we're sending text messages, picture messages, video messages, emails. We're surfing the internet on our phones. Who knows what's next in store for us?
Now, the brick phone of old cost nearly $4,000, a dramatic difference from its new age counterpart.
What does it do for the consumer? It makes us be better, it makes us customer focused, and it makes us competitive as far as pricing, phone pricing, and everything.
There are over 260 million wireless subscribers in the United States and over 150 companies offering wireless service worldwide. As customers benefit from the competitive market, they look past the obsolete equipment and towards the next evolution of technology simply known as Fourth Generation. Information anytime, anywhere. For the Omaha News, I'm Cody Cheshire.
Fourth generation is the industry term for promises of increased information speed and higher quality streaming multimedia. Providers are estimated to launch their 4G networks for consumers between 2012 and 2015.
In a time when most organizations are cutting back due to budget constraints, one organization is adding to its campus.
And coming up, getting your haircut usually doesn't affect too many people, but one woman's haircut goes way beyond herself.
Take a look at UNO and you'll find a school that can pretty much be everything to everyone. We have that big city feel and a sense of community that creates a close, friendly campus. Our professors and resources contribute to our great reputation in the city and the region. So whether you're just starting out, transferring, earning a degree online, or choosing a new path in life, you'll be able to find what you want.
Hello, Mav fans. I'm Tori Pantalian. Join me each month to catch all the news on all the sports at UNO. Watch Maverick Sports right here on the Knowledge Network.
When it comes to donating, many of us might give our money or maybe some of our time, but one Omaha woman decided she wanted to give something a little more personal. Letting go of something that's been a part of you for more than 10 years can be hard.
Ever since I was little, I've always had long hair.
But it helps if it's for a worthy cause.
Locks of Love's a company in Florida, and they take donated hair and they turn it into wigs for cancer patients.
Janelle Norton has been growing her hair without a major cut since the 4th grade. Donating to Locks of Love to help out a sick person seemed like a good idea, but it still wasn't easy.
Look at her, she's already nervous. So I think cutting it off and donating it, for me, that one of the harder things is just that I've always had it, and just kind of like giving it away is like losing something that I think I have always had.
There are more than 10 million people with cancer in the United States, and tens of thousands right here in the state of Nebraska. And sometimes the treatment and the side effects that go along with it can be worse than the disease.
You know, it's definitely a difficult part of a side effect of having chemotherapy. I have seen, you know, we've had a lot of teenage girls that have been diagnosed in the last few years. I've seen more girls wearing wigs and having that as a way to get through their social situations.
Ready? It's going. La.
In total, Janelle donated about 13 inches of her hair. Hopefully that's 13 lucky inches of new hair for a cancer patient. Now, even after her donation, Janelle's hair is still longer than most. But she says she hopes to grow it out a little more and possibly donate again next year.
Support for Omaha's youth is growing with help from the Omaha Home for Boys. The home's independent living program helps young adults aged 17 to 21 transition from foster care or homelessness to independent living. Aaron Cox reports on how the program is expanding.
Transitioning to the next stage of life can be difficult. especially for young adults. But with the help from private donors,
the project was funded by Mrs. Carol Combs and their family foundation.
And our community, the Omaha Home for Boys plans to increase capacity and improve youth care.
And it's through donors like Carol that we're able to change lives and impact families at the level we do.
The home held a groundbreaking celebration yesterday for its new independent living administration and training center.
We want them to become self-sufficient, just like you or I, to be able to govern their own lives, to be able to go out, to be able to maintain employment.
The 4,000 square foot facility will provide counseling and office space for young men and women between the ages of 17 to 21.
We're serving kids right here in Omaha. We're not taking kids in from Canton, Ohio, and Chicago and places like that. We're serving the youth that needs it right here in Omaha.
This facility is unlike any other of its kind.
We were the only home in 5 states then, and we're still the only home in 5 states that has an independent living program.
The program is a 15-month program. We do continue to offer support and establish and continue to give them the support that's needed once they have left the program.
Since being founded in the 1920s, more than 12,000 youth have lived here at the home. With this new independent living facility, even more youth will be helped throughout Omaha. For the Omaha News, I'm Erin Cox.
The new facility will be located near their current campus and will be done in May.
McCain, Palin, Obama, witches and goblins. No, not another political story, some costume ideas for Halloween.
If this election year hasn't got you scared, the Omaha Place beckons you to one of the shadows of the unknown and promises you the scare of a lifetime.
UNO Television.
Students work with professionals who have all kinds of experience in the industry.
Lights, camera, action. Literally.
Get paid while you learn more about the TV business.
Work on all kinds of productions.
My friends who worked on TV crew last semester are now working part-time at local stations.
Working on TV crew is a great experience.
UNO Television. Student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
Breathtaking. Electrifying. Inspiring. Award-winning documentaries produced by UNO Television offer you a window on the history of Omaha and the world. Beginning with the acclaimed 2-hour documentary on the history of Omaha, If These Walls Could Speak, UNO Television has developed a reputation for producing high-quality programs that explore, educate, and enlighten. These outstanding productions can be part of your home video collection. For information about purchasing VHS or DVD copies, call 554-2516 or visit our website at unotv.unomaha.edu.
Rain on Monday and a snowstorm yesterday prevented the World Series from continuing, but fans are still looking forward to the conclusion. Mike Namfito tells us how some fans are staying pumped up for their teams in the series.
Tonight's aerial coverage brought to you by...
It's World Series time for the Philadelphia Phillies and the Tampa Bay Rays. Although Omaha doesn't have a major league team, fans will still support their favorite teams.
The Kansas City Royals.
Especially Cubs fans, get a huge Cub fan base.
At DJ's Dugout on 114th and Dodge, crowds have gathered in hopes to see a World Series champion crowned. For many, it's not the teams they had hoped for, but the atmosphere and baseball itself that captures their interest. Andy Cook is a bartender at DJ's Dugout. He has noticed many people are just fans of the game.
Not really a lot of Tampa Bay fans or Philly fans for that matter. I mean, you see a couple here and there, but most people are just general baseball fans.
But still, the game must go on. The Phillies hold a 3-2 game lead over the Rays, with Game 5 being held tonight, which could produce a Philadelphia championship.
And that ball ball is absolutely hammered.
Todd Smith came out for the food and fun, and he is pulling for Tampa Bay in hopes for a longer series.
Being a Kansas City Royals fan, yeah, I'd like to see Tampa Bay pull it out for the American League, and also for the fact that they're a small market team. As a baseball fan, I'd like to see it go about 6-7 games. You know, see it be a good season or a good series.
Even though dreams of World Series victory may lie with teams elsewhere, only 2 can make it. But the crowd, such as here at DJ's dugout, shows the most come out for the love of the game. For the Omaha News, I'm Mike Nanfito.
The Phillies actually hold a 3-1 game lead. Game 5 continues tonight on Fox. It's the rest of the game that started on Monday. They start with the 7th inning at 7:30 p.m. Tampa Bay must win to keep their World Series dreams alive.
It's minus 2 days till Halloween. As last-minute shoppers are scrambling to find that oh-so-special costume, a group of high school students is preparing for its busiest weekend. Maureen Kaufman reports.
Halloween is fast approaching.
I love Halloween.
And time's running out to celebrate this festive holiday that only rolls around once a year. Josh Miller says that there is a special tradition that everyone should take part in.
They should go to a haunted house like this one, and this is probably the best thing you're going to get for our price, which is free.
The Shadows of the Unknown have been running for the last 3 years and is expected to return next fall. As the years go by, more and more volunteers want to get involved. The teens express that fun is a key factor when it comes to putting on their show, but they also explain how hard work is thrown into the mix.
I mow a couple lawns, and then I put all my money towards this, and Christmas money and birthday money. Then my other friends donate some of their money for the haunted house as well.
I just like working in it and putting it together, and then just seeing how much just a couple of teenagers can put together, and then have people actually say, you really put all that together by yourselves, and saying, yeah, just us.
My favorite thing about working here is probably that I get to tell people that I actually work in a haunted house, that some people can say they work at Scary Acres, but I can actually say that I have a part in owning a haunted house.
With 3 Halloween seasons under their belt, the team has definitely gained fans.
I like coming in the haunted house. It's really fun to see how much better it gets every year.
For the Omaha News, I'm Maureen Kaufman.
The haunted house is located just off 132nd and Harrison. Shadows of the Unknown will be open tonight and tomorrow night from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. The hours are extended till midnight on Friday and Saturday.
Our Vote 2008 coverage begins Tuesday at 7 p.m. right here on the Knowledge Network. We'll have in-depth interviews to break down all the election angles.
And we'll be bringing you the numbers as they come in for Nebraska and the rest of the country, and more coverage during our regular newscast Wednesday at 4. For all of us here, thanks for watching the Omaha News on the Knowledge Network. Have a good evening.